if you're a fan of Canadian curling, you wouldn't want the rock in any other hand than Jennifer Jones.
Curling now enters the Sports Weekend spotlight.
Joe, let's start with you. That was very un-Gushu-like in that game against the Russian Olympic Committee, and it just seemed like a grind. I've been reading the post-game comments about the ice conditions. What do you make of it all?
Yeah, like you said, really surprising to see the struggles there. Obviously struggled with the ice. They mentioned stuff about the rocks and just up the lineup. Sometimes you'll see one of them struggle and then the other ones can kind of pick it up, but to have everybody in that scenario, that's a bit of a nightmare. So at least it'll happen at the same time, and they've got a full day off to watch the ice and try to recoup and see what they can do better next game, because they're in tough against Great Britain.
Yeah, sometimes bad play on a team is like the Omicron variant. It spreads quickly. But Bruce, what are you looking forward to today as we get set for Jennifer Jones and Team USA?
To see how the greatest curler ever responds in a must-win game. Pretty simple. It's an easy plot line for me. I think if you're a fan of Canadian curling, you wouldn't want the rock in any other hand than Jennifer Jones. It's in her hand today. We've seen what she's done. She knows that she controls this. Win 3 games, you make the playoffs, and then you don't have any clue what's going to happen. It's going to be a lot of fun from that point forward. But I think if you're seriously, it's like when you used to be able to hand the ball to Roger Clemens or Randy Johnson for a key game as a pitcher. Mm-hmm. Give the rock to her, and let's go.
And let's go. Mike, can you quickly explain the last stone draw? Because I've been having to answer that question many, many times. So in a very brief, simple.
Why, do you want to talk about why they're not doing well at it, or just how it works for the playoffs?
Both.
I don't have an answer to the question about why they're not doing well. It makes no sense. Joanne and I were talking about it yesterday. Makes no sense to me. It's not that they don't practice it; they do practice it. So let's drop that right now. It's easy. If there's 3 teams tied for a playoff spot, and you've all beaten each other, this is the only time this will ever come into play.
Right.
Then the last stone draw is the ranking system for how those teams get ranked. So if you have 3 teams tied for one playoff spot, whoever has the best draw to the button total for the week gets the spot. That's it. If there's 4 teams tied or 2 teams tied, it goes head-to-head play, and you can solve it pretty easily. There's no issue there. So it's a bit of an anomaly. Interestingly, Eve Muirhead qualified for the Olympics with an LSD bonus. It was her and her and Japan and Korea at the Olympic qualifying event. All had beaten each other. Eve had the best draw. She got the spot. The other 2 had to play for it. So
I feel like it needs a whiteboard, but
it does, yeah. But there's no tiebreaker, so that's really what the controversy isn't in that the rankings, but the controversy is in that you could be eliminated with the LSC. That's the thing that frightens a lot of the curlers. So the LSC is a ranking system, but it is what it is. There's 4 teams make the playoffs. It's
right.
Pretty simple.
And make your draws. It's simple if you do that.
Make your draws, or win more games.
Or win more games.
Well, that's the thing. If you're winning your games, you don't need to worry about it. I can tell you right now, Sweden and Great Britain aren't looking at the LSD totals.
Bruce, just a quick thought on Team Gushu, because that was such a frustrating game for so many reasons, and you could see it all over the team.
I read a tweet from you the other night, Devin, where you compared curling to a heavyweight boxing match. And I think Gushu's a little bit like Ali. You know, when he was younger, a little bit brash, physically very gifted, not universally popular. As he's gotten older, smarter, more patient, a lot of people like him. And the key to Ali when he got older was to just keep punching, you know, whether he was hurt, whether he wasn't feeling good, whether he was down, whether he was up. That was his answer. Just keep punching. So Gushu's in that position now where, you know, keep going, keep punching, find a way. You got to find a way. Use all of that experience and all of that, all of those thousands and thousands of rocks you throw in your entire life. Find a way and lead your team. There was a moment in the game today where he said, "Stick with me, boys." And I'd like to see even more of that from Brad. I think all of those guys look up to him like just a real leader, you know.
Bruce, you should be a coach. I hope you're wearing your Muhammad Ali t-shirt. And because we've had Gushu on that curling show many, many times, in his office is a poster, framed, is it signed maybe, Devin, of Muhammad Ali in that epic shot.
I've seen it. It's when he's fighting Joe Frazier, Madison Square Garden. So that was the Ali. That's the Ali's quote. Just keep punching. Find a way.
Awesome.
I was trying to remember who Ali was fighting in that, but I knew you would know, Bruce, of course.
We're going to get moving, guys, but real quickly, one thought, Joe, must win for Jennifer Jones?
Yes.
Mike?
Of course it is. We know that. We've known that for a while, but as Bruce said, we got the rock in the right person's hand. So.
And Bruce, of course, we know you feel this is a must-win as well.
Yeah, hand the ball to Sandy Koufax here and pitch a no-hitter. Let's go.
That's a baseball pitcher, everyone, just in case you didn't know.
Yeah, from a while ago.